He goes to school with a delinquent named Pack, who is a YouTuber with over 700,000 subscribers who does daily live streams. He pretends to be a cool, nice guy, but in actuality he is just another bully who likes to step on weak people. Viewers still flock to his channel, and using his influence, he launches another classmate named Rumi, who has no brain, but was gifted with a good amount of beauty. He tells his audience to head over to Rumi's channel, as they also have a live model for them, which Rumi practiced her makeup on. This poor model turns out to be none other than Haben, who is smeared with black and white paint alongside red lipstick. The entire stream makes fun of him and his stupid makeup, while Pack simply laughs at him alongside the rest of his class. He then walks towards Haben and tells him to smile for the camera in a very threatening tone, but a humiliated Haben is barely able to fake a smile, before running away to the washroom as soon as the camera turned away from him. He washes his face viciously to try to get all of the paint off of his face, before returning to the class, where he is immediately dropkicked by a blonde guy named Snap, who is Pack's cameraman. Snap doesn't have any bravado like Pack, or beauty like Rumi, but he is a strategist and uses his mind to piggyback on Pack's success. He proceeds to kick Haben relentlessly while he is on the ground, accusing him for not smiling in front of the camera as instructed. When Haben finally has had enough and gives him a deathly glare, which scares Snap immediately, and he stops, he keeps his composure and turns around to make sure Pack has got his back, and Pack tells him that Haben can't even fight a mosquito. Meanwhile, Rumi checks her account and claims that just for that short stream, she was able to earn $200, which surprises Haben as they barely streamed for 30 minutes and did absolutely nothing apart from yapping their mouths and insulting him. Hearing this, Snap also sits down and starts thinking out loudly about how even he should open a YouTube channel and earn money, because Pack doesn't share the revenue with him, even though he is his cameraman. Snap finally gets up and walks up to Pack before telling him that he is thinking of opening his own channel and asks what would he need for that. Pack tells him that he can't really open a YouTube channel yet as he is still below 18 years of age and will need someone's bank account who is above 18 to open it. He claims that he can't use his parents' ID as he once stole money from them, but then turns around towards Haben and very rudely asks him whether his mom died yet. This really catches Haben as he never expected someone to be this cruel. Snap continues by saying that if his mom is not dead yet, then he should give him her bank account so that he could start a channel. Pack and the others start laughing at this while Haben sits on the ground with curled fists, but doesn't have the courage to fight his bullies. Later that evening he goes over to the hospital to meet his mother, who asks what happened to his face. But he lies about how he fell over a set of stairs before going to the reception where he learns that the weekly hospital charges are $200. He pays the bill before heading back to his part-time job at McDonald's, where he thinks about how $200 is what he earns in a week, whereas these terrible people who have rich parents and everything else in their life easily earn hundreds of dollars without doing anything in minutes. While he was feeling miserable, one of his beautiful new co-workers named Bomi asks him where the Burger King foot lettuce is. He directs her towards the deep freezer, and Bomi thanks him while the other co-workers immediately start offering to help her retrieve the item, but she thanks them and moves on. This made him feel a little happy, but his happiness was short-lived as Pack enters the restaurant alongside Snapper while live streaming himself. He walks straight up to the counter and tells his audience that he has arrived at the restaurant to see the worker who has been blowing up on social media for her beauty. He then looks at Bomi and tells her that he has got a challenge for her and shows her a burger, telling her to cook it under 30 seconds, otherwise she will have to give him his number. Bomi doesn't know how to reply, when suddenly Haben appears out of nowhere, with the exact burger in the picture, claiming that he created it within 30 seconds, asking Pack to leave as he is disturbing other customers. Pack is surprised by this and doesn't say anything because he was on stream, but leaves the restaurant. That night, Snap comes over to his house and starts live streaming himself playing a game on his mother's account, while forcing Haben to cook ramen for him. He overhears Snap saying that one of the donations promised to donate $300 if he scored 30 kills. Haben hears all this with hatred burning through his heart as he spits inside the ramen to get back at him. While he was bringing the food back to Snap, he ends up tripping on the computer cable, and the screen disconnects just as Snap was about to get 30 kills, while the entire pot of ramen goes flying straight at his face as they collide. Snap immediately gets up and starts kicking Haben relentlessly, telling him to pay $300, while Haben thinks about how miserable he must be to get beaten up in his own house like this. While kicking him, however, Snap ends up cursing his mother, saying that she deserved to get cancer. This turns a switch inside Haben, who gets up with anger in his eyes and delivers a strong uppercut. Snap is surprised but starts punching him back as the fight, while Haben grabs some kimchi and slaps him in the face. Haben then grabs the pot and bonks him in the head before they start an all-out brawl with kimchi and pots, unknown to the fact that the light of the camera was still glowing and they were still getting streamed online. Later that night, with bruises all over his body and his entire room destroyed, he switches off the main circuit before heading back to sleep as he thinks about all the new expenses that he has to cover. The next morning, he is woken up by a caller who turns out to be Snap as he shouts at Haben for uploading the video of their fight and tells him to delete the stream. Haben has no idea what the hell is he talking about and tells him that the stream must have ended when he tripped over the wire. But just then he realizes that the wire belonged to the monitor and not the CPU, which means that the screen got turned off. But the stream was still live. Snap cries about how the fight has been uploaded on YouTube and has went viral ever since. He tells Haben to give him the password as it's his mom's account, so he can't even delete it himself. Haben immediately cuts his call and opens YouTube only to see their fight on the front page and all the comments completely roasting them. He completely loses hope as he thinks now not only his classmates, but the entire world will bully him. He was about to delete it when he notices a comment claiming that he could get paid a lot of money for the views he got. He immediately checks his views, which are over 10 million in one night, which means he earned over $10,000 in one night. Back in school, everyone has already seen the video and start making fun of Snap the moment he enters the room. He realizes that he needs to get his ranking in the class back, so he decides to bully a nerd and slaps him on the head, only for the fat nerd to swing a backhand at his face before he jumps on top of him and starts punching him in the face. He looks towards Pac for help only to realize that he is laughing his ass off watching him get pounded. Meanwhile, Haben walks out of the hospital by paying some additional fees for his mother when he gets punched by Snap. He grabs his collar and starts asking for half his money, but Haben breaks his eggs in half and tells him to piss off as he won't pay anything. They start fighting in the middle of the street, and by the end of the evening they both sit on a park bench where Haben tells Snap that he isn't going to pay him a penny. But Snap reveals that he recorded their fight from a hidden camera and will upload it online, while lying that this was all scripted just like the viral fight video, destroying Haben's online reputation. He then proposes to Haben that they should become a team and work together, as he has already been recording, editing, and uploading Pac's videos till now, which is why he became so successful in the first place. He promises to be his producer and deal with everything, while the only thing Haben will have to do is appear on camera. He thinks Haben is just a dumb nerd and tells him that since he is producing the videos, he will get 90% money while Haben gets 10%. It seemed like Haben was about to agree, but says psych at the last moment and shows him the middle finger, telling him he is not as dumb as he looks, and starts walking away. Snap starts getting desperate, offering him 60% of the cut, and then 80%, before finally bending his knees and offering him the 90% cut while he takes 10%. Haben finally turns around and asks what his plan is, and Snap reveals that they will do live bully confrontations where Haben calls out bullies and stands up to them in front of the camera, promising that this will make both of them very rich, and that Haben will never have to work or worry about bills again. The next morning, when he goes back to school, he is surprised to see that Pac includes both him and Snap into his stream, as the viewers really wanted to see the guys from the viral stream. Pac starts acting as if he is friends with them and starts using them to gain more viewers and subscribers before telling both of them to act normal and to greet the stream. Snap tells Haben that he should do something as this punk is capitalizing on their viral video, but Haben tells him that this isn't the right time and that they should wait. Soon enough, Pac was about to end his stream and tells the viewers that the giveaway winners will be announced soon, and the first prize is a full PC setup worth $2,000. Just at that, Hobbin screams from behind and shouts that Pac is full of shit and is lying straight to the viewers' faces as it is all a scam. He shouts about how Pac pretends to be a good guy in front of the camera, but actually he is just a bully who enjoys tormenting people smaller and weaker than him. Hobbin doesn't stop here and takes his shirt out to show a bunch of bruises as a proof that Pac has bullied him almost every day of school and has hurt him for no reason, and claims that he will be uploading everything to his channel, so they should check it out. People gather all around the classroom thinking that Hobbin finally lost his mind and is probably going to die today, while Pac simply stares down at him with anger in his eyes. Snap is happy with whatever is happening, as this will drive Pac's viewers to their channels instead. Suddenly Pac starts smiling and shows that the battery of his phone died and the stream ended a while ago, which means that all of this was in vain. Pac pulls back his hands and delivers an insanely strong slap to Hobbin's face and starts slapping him relentlessly while everyone watches from afar. Thankfully, Snap is smarter